Hello, how are you today? Jayhawk out here in Oregon, and today I'm going to talk a little bit about freedom. 4th of July is coming up, so a lot of people have freedom on their minds. Well, with me and Young Living, it's the freedom of being my own boss. That's one of the big perks of being a Young Living business builder, a brand partner, if you will. You don't have to be, of course. You don't have to sell. You don't have to enroll friends. A lot of people do. We do. And we love it. Now, one of the things that I really like about being my own boss is I don't have someone above me saying, do it this way, do it that way. I can choose myself to find my own path, or I can take the advice of other people who aren't my boss because I'm my own boss, and I can choose my own way of running my business or using my oils, whichever you feel is more appropriate for you. We have people who advise. Sure, we have people who do it a certain way, and then the people that they enroll, they do it that way, and that's being duplicable. But you don't have to. And that's a nice thing. I spent too many years in the corporate world, if you can call radio the corporate world. But still, I had to, like when I was a disc jockey, I had to play what my boss told me to play. I couldn't just go freeform like we used to in the 70s and early 80s and just, say, okay, I'm going to play this, and I'm going to play this, and I'm going to play this, and I'm going to play this because that's what I want to. That's what I want to play because I know my audience, so that's what I'm going to do. It's not like that anymore. You've got a boss ahead of you. You've got a program director or a music director who says you have to play so many hits, you have to play so many oldies, you have to play so many of this, so many of that, and you have to play the ones we tell you to play, which is a playlist contrived by someone out of New York or Los Angeles instead of wherever you happen to be. That wasn't my idea of freedom. So when Young Living came around, or I should say when we came around to Young Living, that's more appropriate, we were given the opportunity to be our own bosses. That meow you heard is our cat. She's roaming around. She's mad at something or other. Who knows what. But we were given the opportunity to control our own destiny. Did we want to share? Yeah. Did we want to sell? No. And that's the way we do things. We don't pressure people to, you got to buy this, you got to buy this, you got to buy this. We don't do that. We're very laid back in that aspect where we just say, hey, you want to learn about something? Ask us. You want to try a new product? Ask us. You want something free? Ask us. We're pretty compatible that way. But the thing is, we are our own boss. So any successes or failures that we have come down on us, not someone else. And to me, that is freedom. They always say freedom is not free. Freedom has a price. It does. You have to work hard. You don't just get into Young Living and boom, suddenly you're a diamond. Well, unless you happen to have another business and you sell it and bring all your people with you, that's been known to happen. But not mentioning any names. But anyway, you work for it yourself. You get out of it what you put into it. Sometimes not as much as you put into it, but sometimes more than you put into it. It's just the luck of the draw, so to speak. You can hold a class, and it's your choice to hold a class, and on whatever topic you may want. For example, we do our sniff and samples, which is where we invite people to come over, and they can smell like 160 different oils and blends. They can try the lotions. They can eat food that we made from einkorn and vitality oils. And we have a Ningxia bar set up, so we've got all these kind of things that people can sample and try. And unlike some of the books that are out there, and I talked about this at convention with some people, with some leaders, and said, unlike some of the books that say, hey, if you invite 10 people then those 10 people enroll, and then they have their own meetings, and they invite 10 people, and they enroll 10 people. You know how many meetings it takes to enroll 10 people? Or how many people you have to talk to enroll 10? It's not as simple as the books make it out to be. But it is a blueprint, and it is a guideline that you can use. Our freedom is, yeah, I read the books. Do I follow them word for word? No. I can pick and choose what I want to take out of that and what I glean from that. And I can formulate, for my wife and I can formulate a nice battle plan, if you will, that suits our personalities better. I'm not a type A personality. I'm more of a sit back, see how things go. I'll contribute, but I am definitely not a red type A person. And there's nothing wrong with being a red type A person. A lot of strong business people are type A and red. But you've also got blues, greens, yellows. You've got type A, B, C. Well, you've got all different types of people using Young Living and building businesses their own way. So I don't think there's any one magic potion or one super pill that's going to create the freedom that you want with finances, with time, with family. That's one of the best things around, though, is when you are your own boss, you set those parameters yourself for what best suits you. If you want to spend more time with your family, that's great. You can do that when you're your own boss. You want to take time for vacation? You can do that when you're your own boss. Do you want to work really hard and hit certain ranks or certain levels? Yeah, you can do that, especially when you're your own boss, because you can do it yourself. You can take the advice of anyone you want. You don't have one person over you saying, do it this way. You've got people saying, well, here's what worked for me. Here's what worked for someone else. Here's what worked for this person. Well, it's up to me to find out what's going to work for us. And to me, that's freedom, because I have the freedom to choose how I want to work my business with Young Living. And it's a real joy. And it's a lot of fun, too. At convention the other week, met so many wonderful people, so many people I hadn't met before, some who I had met online, and it was so great to actually go up and hug them. I said I had 4 things on my checklist to do for convention. 1 was see Evangeline Reed. 2 was see Sonia Swan. 3 was get a hug from Skyla Mann. And 4 was finally meet Karen Sylvester Douglas. We hit the jackpot because we managed all 4 of those. It was great. And to me, just being at convention gave me the freedom to achieve that bingo. So what's your freedom? What do you think of when you think of essential oils, Young Living, and freedom? What has Young Living been able to give to you that frees up other things in your life? Post down below. I'd really like to hear. So until next time, hope you have a wonderful rest of the day. If you are on the West Coast in Oregon, where it's in the upper 90s, stay cool. If you're in the Midwest, where there's some weather again, be comfortable. If you're on the East Coast, I know there are some thunderstorms coming down in the southeast area, so be careful there. And until next time, take care. God bless.